Sometimes we need guidance in our life, and we need the parents to be there for us when we need them the most. And when you ain't got them, it just hurts.
16-year-old Kevin has been at Lake County Juvenile Complex for 3 months, but this isn't the first time that he's been here.
This is my 6th charge. I had 2 truancies, criminal trespassing, runaway, burglary, and this charge was only battery. Me and my mom was arguing, and her boyfriend was kind of drinking, and then he started laughing at me, like he thought something was funny. So I reached over my mom and I swung at him. The cops came and my mom took his side. She's like, please press charges, I just want him to learn his lesson. I pleaded guilty to my charge, and the judge, he had to think about it. He didn't really know what to do. So I'm still here.
Finding a placement facility best suited to respond to a particular child's individual needs is sometimes difficult. In Kevin's case, it's proven especially so.
Being here for all them days, it gets to you after a while, especially when you ain't got your mom. It's all real hard.
In the juvenile court, I think that if we have any indicator of what's going to happen in someone's life is looking first at the family and how supportive or not, how healthy or not is the family. I mean, without family involvement and support, the kids are never going to be successful.
Juveniles arrive at Lake County Juvenile Complex via the intake department, where probation officer Elizabeth Slachta prepares to check in another female offender.
Intake. Where did she run away from?
She ran away from her mother's house, but she's denying running away and saying she was at her grandmother's house with her baby because her mother kicked her out. And that she went home for something and then her mother called the police. So we'll find out.
Unlock. Door.
Kimyata, come on out.
I'm upset because I'm back here again, but this time it's a misunderstanding. When I was 14, the first time I ran away, my mom was going with me for something I didn't do. And I couldn't take it no more. And then I started running away, fighting her, just going wild because nobody was paying attention to me.
Do you remember the intake process? The last time when you were here?
Yes.
You know you're referred here for runaway. Did you have any problems up until recently?
Well, my mom said if I couldn't abide by her rules, I had to leave. And now I'm staying with my godmom.
And your mother approved this?
Yes, that's why it's...
I don't understand why you're arrested.
I've been doing good for a year now, and after I had my baby, it's the first time I slipped up, but I didn't do anything wrong. It was just lack of communication.
We will go ahead and call your mother from here. Are you going to want to talk to her? You do want to talk to her.
Decades of research shows that the 2 leading contributing factors to juvenile delinquency are peer pressure and family stress. For Kimyata, her troubled relationship with her mother always seems to play a role in her decision to run away.
Hello? Hi, Kimberly. This is Elizabeth from Lake County Juvenile Center. Kimyata wants to speak to you.
So, yeah, I should have called somebody to let y'all know I was okay. But I was doing good. I'm doing good.
No, Yada, you're not doing good when you run the streets and you partying and not coming back. You need to be responsible. You won't get on the birth control pill. You're not doing anything I ask you. Now, all of a sudden, because you locked up, you want to make changes now.
No, that's not true, because I was making changes before this even happened.
Not in the street, Yada. You can't make changes in the street.
Okay, I slipped up. I know that.
How long were you going to be in this slip-up? Yeah, that's all I'm saying. No, you're going to stay there.
Because she was arrested on a Friday, Kym will have to wait till Monday to see a judge, which will mean remaining incarcerated for the weekend. Weekends at LCJC are a busy time. The population consists both of offenders waiting to go in front of the judge and those who are serving out fixed terms via weekend stint in detention. The longer the term, the greater the stress for the child.
He pulled the screw out of the desk, you know, that long bolt, probably like 8 or 10-inch bolt. You always got to be alert. You always got to be thinking. You got to watch everything they do. All right, we're going to take him as he is. We'll wrap him up and go. Typically, if there's a code, 9 times out of 10, you know it's coming. I mean, you're not always a mind reader, but you know it's coming. This kid's angry. He's been just snapping off on everybody, and just so when you hear the code, it's like, oh, I bet it's so-and-so.
Gentlemen, pay attention to what you're doing on the card table.
I try to establish a pretty good rapport with our problematic kids so that hopefully upon my arrival, I'm able to talk to them.
Put your hands on the table or against the wall. Put your hands against the wall, Will. Okay, Will.
What is your problem?
What do you mean, what is my problem? That was your contraband. That's not mine. Put your hands
Kevin,
on the wall. Turn around.
don't show your rear end.
Turn around.
Man.
Turn around.
Y'all got me tripping.
Kneel down.
No, hell no, man.
Kneel down, Kevin.
Get off me.
Kneel down, man. That's all we ask. He's there, he's there.
Hell no, man. Get off me. I'm not.
It's the highway.
Code green echo, code green echo.
Highway.
Get off.
I'm coming. A code green basically is considered a general emergency.
It's a situation where we need backup. We need extra personnel to come down and help out. It's for the safety of the kid and for the safety of the staff.
Yeah, do it the easy way.
The frustrating thing about a code green is you're running into the situation blind. You have no idea what you're going into.
Keep your legs. Now you gonna do this, give me your arm. Give me your arm. Give me your arm.
It's our responsibility to keep all kids safe. We're going to do whatever we got to do to keep the child safe, and we do that with maximum numbers, minimal force.
Give it to me. My motherfucking arm is caught out of me. The other arm. Give it to me.
Hey, guys.
Kneel up.
Do you need cuffs?
No, we got him.
We got him.
I got him.
Stand up.
Stand up, Kevin.
You can stand up. Stand up. Yeah?
Yeah, I got him by the cuffs right here. Charlie.
He just had this bolt, and he's been threatening that he's going to hurt first staff that comes into the room or one of the other residents who may try to come after him. He's been here for a while, and that starts to get to you, too. If you know the outcome of whatever's going to happen to you, there's a sense of peace in that. I'm either going to get to go home or I get to go to placement. When you have no idea what's going to happen to you, you do start to go crazy.
You had your chance, Kevin.
It's impossible to determine why a child ends up in detention, why kids end up at risk, without first taking a look at their home environment and the communities from which they come.
I'm from Chicago, and it's a lot of gang banging, shooting going on, and you see it up close and personal and stuff. So I had to grow up early and just experience a lot of stuff, so I know how it is.
I got one more weekend. I'm not doing nothing else. Nothing. Never coming back. I've been doing so good. I used to be bad. I used to be horrible. Didn't care about nothing. But this time, I ain't even doing nothing.
And at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, I miss my baby. That's why I'm so emotional. It is hard being a 17-year-old mama because I'm still a kid, too. And I've never been away from her like this. Never. It's hard. Every time I turn around, I see her face. I don't see her face because I'm up in here. This ain't the place to be.
You'll be fine. You'll go home. Just 2 more days.
Now that I'm a teen mother, partying's gotta stop. I gotta think more. Like, yeah, I can spend time by myself or whatever, but just next time, just make sure I call someone to check up on them.
One of the only high points of time spent in LCJC is family visitation. Unfortunately for Kevin, his mother says that her work schedule and transportation issues make it difficult for her to visit. Since he's been here, she's only come to see him once.
Y'all think y'all playing with me? I'll kill myself. Perfect. I'm gonna be naked. I'll jump off my seat and y'all niggas do about it. All right. I'm still gonna kill myself, so it don't matter.
Because Kevin has threatened to hurt himself, he'll be put on 24-hour watch. Everything but a paper blanket will be removed from his cell.
Get his drawers, too. He's gonna kill himself. Just leave him cuffed and check. I'll go put one person at the door. Let him be till he calms.
Sunday afternoon, the day before court, Kym will meet with her attorney, Don Ruck, to discuss the next day's strategy. Their biggest challenge? Convincing the judge that Kym should go home with her mother, despite their difficulties.
And I want to take a few minutes to get a sense of what we need to do to accomplish what I anticipate is your desire to go home.
Yes.
Okay. So one of the things that particularly concerns me is that not too long ago, you had a very similar charge. You were charged with running away, right?
Yeah, but this time it was a misunderstanding.
Okay, well, how do we explain when the judge asks Kym, now we're here again, what's different this time?
It was a misunderstanding because at this time, I don't stay with my mom. I stay with my godmom. So that's why I was hurt, confused, because why would she make this as a runaway and I'm not a runaway? I just needed some time to myself because being a teen mother, that's hard. I told the police, I'm like, it was getting late and she was getting cranky. Maybe she get irritated. I just don't know what to do. And I thought I was going to lose it. So I just took her to a safe place, to her grandmother's house. I just dealt with the best way I could so I won't do anything stupid. I slip up, teenagers slip up, you know, but I'm not a bad child anymore.
Okay, so we not only have to convince the judge, we have to convince your mother. And my hope is a lot of the love that you have for your mother will come through and that'll resonate with your mother tomorrow. Because frankly, my big concern is convincing your mother that it's time for you to go home. Many times there are parents who will get on the stand who will say, I cannot take my child home with me. And if that's the case, there's very little that I can advocate that's going to change that. Tonight, when you're thinking about court tomorrow, what I want you to do is think about the relationship you have with your daughter and what it would mean to you as a mother to have your daughter someday leave and not know where she is. Part of what I do as a defense lawyer in these cases is trying to elicit testimony that a parent sitting in the background can hear and maybe influence and change how steadfast they are to their decision that their child should not come home. There you go.
don't get up here. You understand that?
Kevin's a very angry young man. He said he was going to kill himself, and once we shut the door, he stood up on his sink, implying that he was going to jump off of it head first to harm himself.
I want to go to places, man. I want to get out of here.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen the way you're going to
Way to do it.
I didn't even do nothing.
Kevin, do you think this is going to get you out of here? You're the one that wants to leave here. You're the one that's throwing a fit because you're in here. Why would they put you out of here if you're going to act like this? Now stop. He's becoming very angry and disgruntled, and he thinks acting out is going to get him out of here. And that's not going to work. You know better, Kevin.
I'm tired of being here. It's been 100 days already.
I understand that, Kevin. I understand that, and I know that's what's really got you worked up. Kevin, chill out. Behave yourself. I'll give you a phone call, all right? Will you do that? All right. Nobody wants to have to be physical. You know, you don't want to have to restrain a kid if you don't have to restrain them. If I can get to them through communicating with them verbally and just sitting down and talk to them, you know, I'd much prefer that. Hold on. Let me give you your map. Okay, I'm taking you at your word, Kevin.
This battery charge, I didn't know it was going to be this severe. I got put under advisement, and advisement means that whenever the judge feels he's ready to come up with a decision to send me somewhere, then he'll do it. But till then, I gotta sit and wait, and I'm just another number.
When you're in jail, there's nobody here to help you. Being here for 100-some days and not having my mom, not having nobody to talk to, it's driving me crazy.
Being here, it gets to you after a while, especially when you ain't got your mom and your dad. It just hurts.
Feel like everything is going to waste. My dad's in prison.
I know that. I had your dad. Your dad was here with me. I know. I had your brother. And I've got you. Don't continue the same pattern.
Anger, it's always been in me since I was a little kid. It started around when I was 6 or 7, I think, was my dad went to prison. And I was real close to my dad. And then losing him for a couple years, it just kind of set me off.
All this anger that's building up in me, and I just can't figure out a way to let it out.
And then my mom having her boyfriends and stuff like that, you know, I didn't want him around because it wasn't my dad.
Look at your little brother. Show him the right way. You can do it. You can do it. But you gotta want to do it, Kevin. You gotta want to do it. Don't end up like your dad.
You guys really gonna give me a phone call?
Yes, I'll give you a phone call, Kel.
I just want to talk to my dad. Come visit me.
Kids out there, half of us, we could do something with our life. I want to do something with my life.